What is up, guys? Welcome back to Cenovators Podcast. We're at episode 419. And yeah, I've been changing locations a lot lately. I'm in the process of moving, so I'll be kind of back and forth between here and where I will be coming up for the next couple of weeks, it seems like. So yeah, my location's going to change, guys. And once I get there, I have to figure out like a slightly more permanent or better setup than what I have when I am over there. So yeah, that's why I constantly look different, y'all. And then tonight we have everyone with us again. We're back. Miss Carly. How are you, Miss Carly?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to talk about some favorite comedies and
Yeah.
what we watched.
Yeah, and like what she said, we're going to talk, of course, about what we watched this week. And then we're going to talk about some of our top 3 favorite comedies of all time. So stay tuned to the end for that. Mr. Brad from Canada. Nothing's funny anymore, sir.
And I had a lot of trouble trying to discover comedies that did not have a 19 in front of the year because I don't know, man. I've
Tough.
tried to dive into a lot of comedies, and it's like everything feels too safe.
Yeah,
now.
I feel that for sure.
So, not that the rampant racism, sexism, and homophobia back in the 80s was any like grand scale of comedy, but it just seemed.
But everything was on the table, and that felt
everything was
right.
on the table, and no one was worried about offending anybody, and everyone was pretty much that was the goal, to offend somebody, because
for sure,
as long as you got one person laughing. So
yeah, that makes me think about one of mine too. I'm gonna have to look the year because I'm not sure. I feel like it could be from the early 2000s, but it might be 90s. I'm not sure on that, but it definitely is. It's not appropriate, so that's good. We like it appropriate.
A good comedy really shouldn't be appropriate.
Okay, right.
No,
I'm just gonna say that.
At least absurd.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. We have Mr. Coach. Keanu Reeves' robot arm malfunctioned.
Oh,
sorry. You'll have to subscribe to the Patreon for that.
Okay,
for that
discussion. For real. And now that I know you do this, I've been watching your name a lot through all these shows because I know it changes a lot throughout the show. So please pay attention to Coach's name changes because
you see me chuckling through the whole thing. So whenever I see the flicker, I'm like, "Oh, what do you write?
Off guard, dude. Oh my god! And they even change before the show starts, so they'll change like while we're just here, like talking.
Absolutely.
Which is fun. I should do that, but I feel like I'm already like trying to keep my head above water. Sometimes I'm like,
it's the ADHD where it's like, all right, I'm trying, but yes, I'm listening. Ooh, that's funny. What do I do? Oh, that sounds funny. What should I do with that?
Right. All right, so yeah, like I always, guys, we're going to talk about what we watched for this week. Like I said, comedies, top 3 comedies later in the show, and tonight we are getting started with Queen Carly. Everybody watched all kinds of shit this week, and I've watched literally one movie, so everybody's gonna have a whole bunch of shit to talk about except for me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but we're starting with Miss Carly tonight. Miss Carly, what did you watch this week?
All right. Well, the first thing was Paddington in Peru. And I don't know, this is the 3rd film in the series, and it's Paddington, the lovable bear. He returns to Peru to visit his aunt, Lucy, who now resides at the home for retired bears. And she's mysteriously gone missing. And so with the Brown family in tow, a thrilling adventure ensues when a mystery plunges them into an unexpected journey to find his Aunt Lucy.
Oh,
I know.
This sounds very nice.
Sounds bad.
It was pretty sweet. It looks like the Paddington's London family does return along with Antonio Banderas.
Ooh,
and he's he looks great for his age. I mean, I don't know, he's aging
baby
like
girl,
a fine
he was
wine.
fine as hell. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's a good looking dude, man. He just keeps getting better looking. He's going to do another Zorro movie, apparently.
If he needed to slap me in the face with it, I would let him.
I would too.
Okay. I mean.
So. But yeah, so Antonio Banderas with never mind. Anyways.
It goes totally off the rails.
Both. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So Antonio Banderas, he is the riverboat captain whose family has been cursed with a gold fever. So basically it ends in the death of any of his ancestors that are seeking gold.
Oh.
But I took my family to see this. Everybody really liked it. I almost fell asleep during it. And that's nothing to say. That's nothing against the movie. I was really tired. But
Fair.
it was very pleasant. So maybe that's another reason why I felt like comfortable enough to almost fall asleep.
Isn't it the
Sure.
downfall of the new seats, of like the recliner seats? And like
That's a double-edged sword right there.
the
It
old
is.
80s, the old 80s, like hard,
Right.
plasticky. You're not.
They need
gonna
to be
fall asleep.
uncomfortable enough.
Yes.
Exactly.
To keep you awake.
Those
But
seats are
yeah.
the reason I can't sit down for too long anymore
Right.
because, I got like a slipped hip now. But
Right.
the new ones, as soon as the movie gets dark, my head
Yeah.
starts nodding. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
you paid
Yeah.
money to see this, jerk off. Watch
Mhm.
the movie.
There's a
I
reason
usually
why
have the
there
energy
aren't
drink
recliners
beforehand.
for the opera.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And spoiler alert, guys, we're going to talk about Captain America: Brave New World later in the show, but like I saw that in IMAX, and
Oh,
I was
goodness.
out of town this weekend when I saw it. But that IMAX and the one that I have in town are both like the old school seating. They don't recline or anything, so they're
Mhm.
like the push the seat
Ah.
down and like sit,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So sometimes that can actually be fairly nice, but yeah.
So was
Seen
it
one movie
actually
in
an
IMAX.
was it actual IMAX or was it a Limax?
Yeah, it was definitely not like it was like IMAX.
Right. Okay.
Because I think the closest, because I almost went to see Oppenheimer like in a real IMAX that was like showing it in 70
Right.
millimeter and all that kind of shit. And it was like 6 hours away from me, the closest one. I
Ugh.
almost did it, but I was like, okay,
Not
I'm
quite worth
insane,
it.
but I'm not that insane. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, everything is a Limax nowadays, unfortunately. Or most of
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty true. But anyways, the kids really like the movie.
Okay.
I wouldn't buy it unless you are really a big Paddington fan. I actually never watched the first one. The second one was really good. Really liked that one. I liked it better than this one, but this is definitely not a bad movie. Good movie for kids. It has a good message. I would definitely say it's at least worth a rental.
Okay.
You may want to buy
Yeah.
it for your kids.
Yeah. I'm totally on board for this. I love the first one. I know I talked about it recently. I still haven't seen the second yet, but
Oh, you
my
have
goal
to.
is to see it before this came out and then go see this. So I might need to like
Yeah.
sneak that in and hit this while it's in the theater because I need to see my people on the big screen.
Yes. Your Bears.
Yeah,
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Representation. I usually don't care,
but
but
That's right.
the English.
facts.
And so the second movie that I watched was Companion. And I know you guys had recently, was it Coach and Chad? You guys
No,
have
it
seen
was
it?
just me.
It was just.
Oh,
Chad.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
seen it.
Coach, I would recommend, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, yeah, it's not like a slasher movie or anything like that. So I think you'd like it.
It's
but-
violent, but
Yeah, I mean,
Not
it makes
scary.
sense. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense though within the movie. But that is starring Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. I know people have seen Jack Quaid in several things before this. The Scream 5. Sophie
The
Thatcher
Boys.
was in. Oh yeah, of course, The Boys. And then Sophie Thatcher was also in Heretic, which was really good. But this is, I don't want to give too much away. But basically, it's a weekend getaway with friends at a remote cabin that turns into chaos after it's revealed that one of the guests is not what they seem.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, if you've seen any of
Yes.
the trailers, it gives it away. So I don't know why they had to do that.
I
don't
haven't
mean-
seen
get
any
it
of the
either.
trailers yet.
The very
Oh,
first
don't.
trailer was
Don't.
great because it was like, what in the fuck is happening? What is
Right?
going on? And that is how they should have left it. But
Yeah.
that second trailer, I watched it after the fact and I was like, really, guys?
But then, to be fair, as you're watching it, you already get a sense that something is
Yeah.
off within like the first 5 minutes.
And they do
So-
reveal it early, so
Yes,
it's not like
very
you're waiting till
early.
the end for it. But yeah.
But still, it would have been nice to have no idea, kind of go in. I would definitely recommend go in as blind as you can to this.
Yeah.
And even though I did see one of the trailers that kind of gave some things away, it didn't give another aspect away. So when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my God, I would have never expected this person to be with that person. So now it makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Oh, I know.
And
what you're
that was
talking
so
about.
sweet too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this movie. It surprisingly, I felt so much for a lot of the characters, at least two
Mhm.
of them.
Sure.
And you were like, wow,
More
I don't
than
know
you
if
would
I should
suspect
be,
you would.
right? Yeah.
All right, Coach, we
So-
got to watch this. We gotta,
It's
we
really
gotta- we
good.
gotta
You
watch
guys
this
totally
this
should
week.
watch it. Yeah, definitely
think it's-
recommend.
When
I
you
want to
brag, it's
buy
on your
it.
Plex.
Yeah, I can make the time for this one.
Yeah, you should. And
It's good.
One thing I think is insane about this, like it just came to like home streaming, I think yesterday maybe. And this movie was out not even 3 weeks ago in theater.
Right?
Was
So
it
that
a
turnaround
surprise for you in the theater?
The
That's
movie?
common now, man.
Yeah, wasn't
No.
this the surprise one you saw on
Oh
Monday?
yes, this is the one that I went into not
Oh,
knowing what I
okay.
was actually
Yeah,
seeing.
right,
that.
right.
Like they made it a surprise, and now it's a surprise it's on home video.
God, no
yeah,
shit.
that's kind of disappointing that it's already.
Yeah, it was like
released,
18 days after the
Mhm.
release, the theater release, that it comes to home video. And like
And
I don't think that's fair for the movie.
No,
I mean, I'm
that's
glad
what's
I
gonna
got to
kill
watch
theater.
it, but yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
what's
in
going to kill
theaters
theaters,
either.
guys. And it's sad and disappointing. And I mean, I'm glad more people will get to see it. And I think it will
Yeah.
definitely find a life for sure. I mean, I think it did okay, like in theaters. I think it was made for 10 million. I think it made almost that, like its first weekend. So, I mean, it
That's
definitely,
a success now. If anything,
Yeah,
just
so-
make its money back.
Mhm.
It's a success.
yeah, it made its money
because
back.
It didn't cost anything, and the theater made some concessions. So I mean, that's a damn success.
And I think the movie is like fun enough and
Mhm.
memorable enough and such a good time that this will find a life and people are going to like this movie for sure. It's a crowd pleaser.
I agree. I really
That's
enjoyed
true.
it.
Did Trey like it?
Yeah, no, he enjoyed it too. I think I liked it a little bit more than he did, but he
Okay.
still enjoyed it. So
Good.
I would buy it, especially if it was like $9.99 or less.
Yeah,
Totally worth
hell yeah.
owning.
Mhm.
So,
Big facts.
hmm
So you watch it again?
oh yeah, no, I'd watch it
Okay.
again.
Me too.
All right, cool.
I need to watch it with Chris.
Oh, I think he'd like it.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god, especially that one scene. I'm sorry, Chad. I gotta.
No, you're good.
The imprinting scene with the. I'm not gonna give too much away, but the whole with the Halloween party and the
Yes.
dinosaur. I was like, oh
Yes.
my god.
Well, it was so cute. And like you kind of,
it was so sweet.
I mean, you do sort of wonder what's up with that whole situation from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but I still felt surprised by it when it happened. I was like,
Oh, exactly. Okay, yeah.
Now
And
I
but
see.
then when it
Okay.
imprinted again on the next person,
Mhm.
that was even funnier. But it was so sweet. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys just have to watch it. You'll see what we're talking about.
You'll have feelings for things you
So
wouldn't expect. to
there's
have feelings.
dinosaurs in it.
Okay,
Okay.
right.
Yes.
Yes. This is
Dinosaurs,
actually-
vampires,
Yep.
hummus.
Everything. Hummus. Fine dining in a cabin in the woods.
Yep, fire.
Now I
Dude,
want
this
to
sounds
draw.
like a
Candles.
Bill Hitter Stefan skit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Stefan, fuck. Oh my
Oh,
god.
they have everything.
Everything.
Vampire dinosaurs eating hummus.
And meat cutes abound. In this
Yes.
movie.
Oh my god, adorable. Adorable. But yep. So then the last thing that I watched, and I know several of you guys also watched this, it was The Gorge, which is streaming on Apple TV Plus,
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
directed by Scott Derrickson. I think you
Mhm.
guys may know him from The Black Phone. I know he's done some other stuff.
Sinister.
Yep,
Doctor
he did
Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yep,
Yeah.
and that's starring Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Sigourney Weaver in kind of a bookend part.
Okay.
But that basically has two highly trained operatives who become close after being sent to protect opposite sides of a mysterious gorge. So Miles Teller, he plays an ex-Marine sniper, and he's been working for the private contractors, clearly has PTSD. And then Anya Taylor-Joy, she's a Lithuanian sniper who gives her shame to her father after assassinating her targets.
Oh.
And her
I'm
shame
excited for this
consists of the single
Spent-
bullet.
Yeah,
the
right.
cartridge.
The
The
cartridge.
casing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm excited for this one after seeing some comparisons. I don't know a ton about this, like I mean basically what you just said, but I've seen comparisons to both Annihilation and Resident
A little
Evil.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
a little
I
bit
can
of
see a little
Last
bit
of
of
Us, a little bit of Annihilation, a little bit of.
I love Annihilation.
I
Yes,
honestly
that's a
think,
good one.
I think both of them are extremely charismatic in this.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
I care a whole lot about like each character and what
That's-
they were going through, and
That's something that I'd noticed that I never really gave much credence to is I really don't give a shit about a lot of characters anymore.
right.
You know, I
It's a thing.
half
a
the
lot
time,
of the
like if a guy's in a big fight, I'm like, if you die, you die,
Who
whatever.
cares?
It doesn't matter. I actually
I
was
want to know
really like
more about
on
each
their
Mhm.
one.
side. I'm like, I really like these
Mhm.
two.
Mhm.
And I think it has something to do with like the budding romance, how they communicated,
Mhm.
the mutual skills they had, and then just I was laughing at this one thing. Now, one of them gets across the gorge.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Antics ensue and stuff. And it was pretty fun to see. And it was pretty
Mhm.
great. Because,
After a Taylor Swift courtship.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, very much.
As all
But
things are.
Mhm.
when after Ridiculous happened and they have to get back on the other side, one of them was very inventive to get across, made it across. And then when they had to get back, the other one said, "Oh, don't worry, I have that piece of equipment that can do that."
It's like, yeah, why
I'm like,
didn't you
"Wait-
just
wait a
bust
minute.
that out
So
to begin with?
You saw me being inventive."
unfortunately, this movie does suffer for a little bit of
It does.
oh, by the way, that's there. Oh, hey, that's there.
Yes.
Oh,
it-
listen.
Oh, by the way,
very,
this is here.
very convenient.
And you haven't even heard
placement.
my gripe, so wait until mine.
That's not a
Mine's
gripe. I
ridiculous,
thought
but
it wasn't a gripe. I
this
thought
is
it was
silly.
cute. It did make me laugh,
Yeah.
but I don't know. What's your gripe?
Oh, are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, they were wearing zero like ear protection at all, like nothing. I was like, you guys would be deaf. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah, they
show
would.
like a little ear plug. You know, you don't have to
Just
have
a
the big
plug.
things. Just something. Yeah, just mention it once. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Run to Max or run to CVS and get those little Max earplugs
Yes,
or whatever that you
anything.
throw in.
I get it. I
It's-
get it.
Yeah,
It's just still, yeah. I know it's a minor gripe.
There's a lot of convenience in it.
Yes.
But again, due to the clandestine nature of both characters, you're always left wanting to know more.
Okay.
Yeah, and it
Um,
was a pretty cool reveal, their mission statement or why
Right.
they were there, that was naturally a little more in depth than what it was. I was laughing because I was watching with my girlfriend, and there's at one point where, not a big spoiler, they start a Jeep, and she looks over and she says, like they could start that Jeep.
Right.
And I looked over and I said, "You're okay with everything else, but they can't start the Jeep?"
Okay, right.
Right.
I didn't have a problem with that part.
And I'm
Well,
like,
that was the first thing I had.
that's where it takes you out of this.
How does that battery still work? I mean, it's been down there for 60 years.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If I don't start my car for over a month, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Well, you saw them A-team and some stuff together, so it worked
Yes.
out okay, you know. But I was just kind of laughing. I'm like, you saw what, like in the Jeep? That's it, eh? Okay, all right, good to know.
I thought there's some good creature features. There's some good stakes.
Yeah.
The plans kind of work, even though it's by the way this. But I'm shocked that this couldn't have gone to the theaters. To me, it's like
That's what I was about to
I
ask.
was thinking the same thing. They have some pretty impressive star power.
Yeah, and a decent director and shit.
A good
Yeah.
director, a really good budget. Like you can't poke holes in any of the action or anything like
Yep.
that. I mean, of course you can, but
this is kind of like when Prey didn't go to the theaters. as
Yeah,
well.
what the
It's
hell?
like
exactly. Like I don't know.
well,
if
apparently a bunch of people watched it because it was kind of like
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of talk about it.
a lot of the buzz on all the social medias. Like
well, that's
I saw
the only
this
thing
hit
I
better
heard of.
than the other movie we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Oh, I think it fared better. I
I
like
mean,
it more.
most of the things that I've heard have been pretty positive about it, but I'm going to be kind of a contrarian where while I don't think it could have come out in theaters, but I think it is better suited for Apple TV Plus. I think
Okay.
it's just a very bigger budget TV type, movie. I think if it had kind of stuck the landing at the ending a little bit better, it would have worked a little bit more for me.
Okay.
But I think all things considered, it was a fun movie, and I definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
I'm
is
definitely
happy
going to
ending.
watch this.
Yeah, I'm
I-
not going
I
to buy the
didn't hate the
DVD. They wouldn't make it anyway.
I was
but,
going to say,
like,
is there going to be
Yeah.
one?
Buy the VHS tape.
Would you
Betamax,
subscribe
excuse
to
me.
Apple TV Plus just to watch The Gorge, or at least do the free trial?
a
I
free
would do the
trial,
free trial.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
but I
not
mean,
not pay for it.
I mean,
No.
I wouldn't be mad.
I would
if
rent it.
I wouldn't be mad if I paid for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So for me, it's a
I
buy.
think actually subscription is actually cheaper than renting it. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
facts.
there you go.
But no, I mean, to me, it was fun. Like
Yeah.
there's plenty of places to poke holes. There's two little nods that is hysterical. There is a nod to Whiplash as well as Queen's Gambit
Oh, okay.
in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Whiplash one,
I love Whiplash.
They could have cut that out. That was a little absurd.
Yeah, that was like, okay, this is a little goofy. I
Yes.
was like,
Yeah.
but
But
still,
the Queen's
it was
Gambit
cute.
one was good.
Yeah, no, that made sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to know her backstory. I want to know her father's backstory.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
I
this is
love
just
Anya
a one
Taylor-Joy. I think she's a great
Yeah.
actress. She
I
has
love
those
both those
expressive
actors.
eyes. Yeah.
They have
I
a lot
love
of
both those
lot of
actors. They're great.
chemistry.
I like her
That's
a
great.
lot, but it's she has such a unique look
Mm-hmm.
that
Mhm.
it's like it borders from strange to attractive to strange attractive.
Sure.
And I think it was the Queen's Gambit. You had the two actors of one, their eyes are the furthest apart of all actors, and the other, their eyes were the narrowest of all.
Oh,
I think I saw a meme that said if these two had a baby, their eyes would be perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it, and
Yeah.
I've watched it. I think
I'll be
I've had it
watching
on in the background a
Yeah.
couple times. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There it is.
okay.
That sounds like a strong recommendation. Was that all you watched, Miss Carly?
Yes.
Oh. Pressure's on now, Mr. Co.
Well, so I plowed through and finished the Cobra Kai series, which last week I was saying it went batshit insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they just randomly killed somebody for some reason, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, where do we go from now? Tune in next week.
Okay.
So like
It was a funeral.
They released the last 5 episodes, and man, they really stuck the landing. This is such a they realize what the whole thing is about, and it's the redemption and the understanding of the Johnny Lawrence character. There's a lot of neat little bows that kind of get this and this and this and this and this, and then ta-da. But the last 5 episodes were thoroughly enjoying. And I highly recommend it to anybody that's like, I know it sucks to really push through it, but the end is worth it.
Okay. I saw the trailer for the movie coming or whatever before Captain
Yes,
America.
Yeah. So that is Jackie Chan teaming up with Ralph Macchio to train. Listen,
It didn't look great. I have
Listen,
to be real.
I mean,
what the
Ralph
fuck they're doing.
Macchio is the weakest part of Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Yes.
Other than the kids that they found
Rented.
and they thought would have a promising and they would have a good return on investment, and they turned out to not be great actors.
Yeah.
But Ralph Macchio just kind of keeps getting worse of just
Okay.
stoic and poor
Oh, no.
delivery.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not
Pony
a good
Boy stuff.
actor.
No, Pony Boy was not good in this.
No,
Stay golden, Pony Boy.
Darn
he
tootin'.
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
he
he,
didn't. She said, fuck him. He didn't.
I don't know.
Your
everybody's
turn,
just
Pony
watching it.
Boy.
I'm
This is a
Listen.
Ralph Macchio hate podcast.
I mean, listen, the best thing about Ralph Macchio is his genes, because I don't know how he looks like he's 40 when he's, I think, 60 something at this
Oh
point.
shit.
He looks fantastic for his
Is he
age.
seriously
Oh, yeah.
that
Sure.
fucking old?
Yes, I think
Absolutely.
he's old. He's older than Zapka or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Goals. For real.
Yeah, he's honestly
He
like
is 63 years old.
63.
Ooh, yeah.
I have to look at pictures of him immediately.
I hope I look that good when I'm 30.
So,
It's that karate life.
yeah. So I moved
Yes.
from one form of karate to another. And Brad had apparently talked about it earlier in the podcast season, but I guess I was just not listening. And
I
so
get that a lot.
I checked out the Shadow Strays, which is an Indonesian martial arts type of redemption movie.
Indonesian
with
ninjas.
Indonesian ninjas, and
Okay.
man, this is gory as heck. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is it is very, very R. Heads exploding in just right in front of you.
I'm into that.
It
Ooh.
was it was
Is
actually
it like kill levels of
yeah.
violence?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very kill. They do not pull
I
any
still need to see
punches.
that.
Oh, it's good.
And did anybody here see The Night Comes for Us?
I haven't even heard
I
of
don't
that.
think so.
So it's the
Ooh,
same
I
director.
think-
Oh wait, is that the one that's like the slow burn where they're in the cabin in the woods and it's they have to like
No, that's
be
It Comes at
indoors?
Night.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
okay, you're right.
The
yeah,
Night
this
Comes
is
for Us. Oh,
All these
No, I
night
have not
movies.
seen
I'm
that.
right. Stopped
yeah,
coming.
this is like about triads and stuff like that. Like
Oh, okay.
I heard it on another podcast, this guy Mark Bernardin talk about the Shadow Stray, so I checked it out. I really trust his opinion, and
Mhm.
he raved about the same thing. The Night Comes for Us, which is the same director stuff,
Okay.
Okay.
which is a very violent, gory, but they're
Awesome.
Indonesian movies.
Well, you
Ooh.
know how
So-
we talked about how kind of talked about that Korean cinema has a different look and take
Yes.
when we were talking about Homefront or Homeland. I can't remember the show we were talking about. Had
Home
something or
Sweet
other.
Home
Home Sweet Home.
Mhm.
or whatever.
And the Indonesian action cinema, I watch every type of action movie, North American.
Mhm.
Like one of my favorite fight scenes is the Mission Impossible bathroom
Mhm.
fight scene with Henry
that's a good
Cavill and
one.
Tom Cruise and the other guy
So good.
Reloading his guns.
reloading his arms and all that. It's so cool. But the
Suddenly
reason I like,
sprouts his beard.
yeah, one of the reasons I like that fight is because the heroes don't win.
Right.
I got a kick out of that. But so I've seen every type of action. I've never seen choreography like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you watch enough North American anything,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes formulaic.
Right.
You can almost tell when a fight's going to end. You can almost tell when the guy's going to kiss the girl or the guy's going to kiss the guy or with anything. By watching, I'll say, foreign cinema,
Mhm.
it takes you by surprise. A fight that you're leaning in for is going to take 10 minutes, takes 2 seconds, and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Right.
And it was beautiful. A quick conversation takes 15 minutes, and
Mhm.
it throws you off. So I mean, I guess I'm just recommending watch foreign things just to get out of your zone.
Right.
This was kind of like
it was beautiful. It really was. It was amazing.
If Black Widow was done with an R.
Yes.
Okay.
Is basically Shadow Strays is like the second Black Widow if there was an R rating to
Okay.
it.
Yes.
And that's and I highly recommend it. I don't really want to go into the story too much because of basically there's so much like there's a lot there.
3 levels of story.
Yeah, and they're all kind of working at the same time.
Okay.
But it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was about to ask. I thought it was Netflix.
Yeah, it's a nice little easy watch. It's 2 hours and 20. So like, but I made it through without falling asleep or having to do a bathroom break. So
okay.
Yeah. I was happy to spend the 2 hours and 20, and
yeah,
I don't spend 2 hours at work. So like
yeah, I had the same feeling of like when I first saw like The Raid and The Raid 2.
Okay.
Whereas like you're watching it and you're like, this is something different than what I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying
I like both of those.
Those are like masterpieces.
Okay.
But like when you're watching that, you're just like, I've never seen that before. Like I've watched Kung Fu and all these movies forever, and they're just reinventing it. And this seems like something completely different. So I'm going to try and check out the other one, The Night Comes for Us, eventually.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to check that out as well.
Is that in Plex?
Yes.
Oh,
both are in Plex.
Very excited.
Let's see. Other than that, I will hand it off to you guys because we will come for the other movie later.
Brad, did you have anything else besides Captain America?
No, I've just been piggybacking off you guys. And so, yeah, I went, I braved the frozen tundra here and made it to a matinee and watched the latest Marvel movie. Now, people call these things Marvel movies because these things used to be
Movies?
appointment movies.
Yeah,
Like
for
when
real.
they came out, you went and saw them.
Mm-hmm.
One, because they had
They were good.
high actors, original concepts, and you kind of needed to because every movie kind of left in a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were just well done
Just
and well
working up
made
to
and
an arc.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this one.
Real.
Now we all remember Endgame when
That was the last like amazing Marvel, I think.
yes, when Steve Rogers handed over the shield to Sam Wilson when Bucky was right there. I don't
Right.
but yeah, I get it. So Sam Wilson and Bucky went off to do their Falcon and Winter Soldier series that gave us John Walker, and then kind of nothing other than some pretty lackluster trying to get something going Marvel movies again.
Mm.
And then this thing came out, and I'll say I didn't hate it. Okay, I know
I
hate it.
didn't hate it.
It's
but
been getting a lot of flack. I think like the action is solid, like the flying and all that stuff is fun. It's phonetic, but it
I mean,
just
he
kind
did
of
surf
rolls.
on a rocket. So,
Does it make
played-
sense though with his character? I'm sorry, I just can't get over the fact without the super soldier serum. I'm
That's
sorry.
kind of
I'm
where
one of
at.
those
Yeah.
people.
Now, in the comics, I'm that comic nerd. Sam Wilson is Captain America,
mhm.
along with Steve Rogers, because they got two of them. Because they got two Spider-Man. I'm sure they
Sure.
got two Batman. They got all this stuff now because you can only
Fair
tell
enough.
so many stories with one thing. But for me, okay, you've got the vibranium suit, the
Mhm.
vibranium wings, the vibranium shield.
Mhm.
Wielded by a highly trained guy.
A
Yeah.
highly trained gentleman, yes,
Yes,
a
highly
very skilled person. But to me, it's kind of like you've got a lot going on there. What makes you special?
Yeah.
And what makes him special is that Steve Rogers picked him.
Yeah.
I get that he's the Captain America we need, not the one we want, or that whole thing, and I get that. And listen, if I want to watch the Manchurian Candidate, I'm going to watch the Manchurian Candidate because they actually do it better that way.
Yeah, and there was Isaiah Bradley, the original Captain America, who, sad story, they tested the serum on him before they actually gave it to Steve Rogers.
Okay.
Then they locked him away, and there's some pretty fun action. It ties way back into the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk movie.
I heard about that.
And I like that character.
But we just ignore that Ed Norton was
Right.
that. And like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we ignore. Sorry, I'm go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry.
No, there's a lot. I'm not going to say ignored, but it just everything made sense. But you really needed to make it make sense for this to stick the landing. And I don't think, with the history of all the movies, if they're pulling back into the movie that happened after Iron Man 1, that's a long goddamn time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And
it's not a complete
we had
movie.
Pardon me?
It's not a complete movie. It's a series of things that happen that doesn't have like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It also didn't leave me wanting more or being excited for whatever is next.
Well, it suffers from too many bad guys. It suffers from an introduction of a guy that they treat that you know him and you're buddies with him already. Have they ever had the new sidekick? What's his name?
I did not like him at all.
Torres.
Yeah.
Like
he was in
Wait, there was a
the
sidekick?
Falcon Winter Soldier
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the show.
TV series, but he was not the Falcon.
I mean, they introduced that first opening thing is basically like he's the new wisecracking guy, and like he's the comedy effect. And
that's unfortunate.
And
But
I'm
I mean,
like,
if the thing
he
is,
didn't earn it.
he's the new Falcon, so he's flying
He
around
is.
and all that stuff. And I'm like, cool, that's really.
Wait, so there's two of them?
But the other guy flies,
Yeah.
Right.
what the fuck?
Yes.
and he's got a shield.
He's
Well,
like the Robin to
when
kind
we
of.
Aw.
when we got War Machine,
Okay.
we introduced the whole thing of how we got War Machine. When we
Yeah.
got the Falcon, he earned it. Like it was okay. Like Steve
that was
Rogers
from-
is back and they're friends and all that, and
Sure.
like he earned
War
it. This is
and-
just
They
you're
just
you're
dumped
right
a
in
bitch
and
in there and
he's there.
said, yeah.
Or not Civil War, sorry. Winter Soldier is when the Falcon first got introduced.
Right.
And because Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. I watch that also
Good
on in
one.
the background a lot.
I like it a lot.
And
That's one of my
when I
favorites.
watch the action sequence with the 3 helicarriers and you see Sam Wilson doing backflips and shooting guns and all that,
Mhm.
it kind of makes me think, why don't you pitch that shield and get those guns?
Right.
Mhm.
The guns were better. The guns were better than the shield,
Right.
unless you're freaking a super
Bucky.
soldier. If
And
you're
it-
Bucky, you can pull it off. You got the
Sorry.
super soldier.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm
like,
I'm
that
one of those
shield-
people who thinks that Bucky should have been.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's just
Oh,
me.
but spoiler alert.
Oh, he's going to be a senator.
Bucky was in this,
Yes.
Okay, well that's good.
and he gave a nice, rousing speech. And the new girl that was trained by the widows, but we never saw her until now,
Well, yeah, there's a little controversy
Wants
with
to-
this too.
wants
and
to have
it's-
sex with
yeah,
Bucky.
Bucky.
And what was
He's a-
the term? You know,
he's
he's
100
110 years old.
I can work with that.
It's Sebastian Stan. I don't care.
Yeah,
He could be
I mean-
110.
Yeah.
You have good actors mailing in bit parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito is an amazing actor, and he's on for 10 minutes as a
Yeah.
quote unquote bad guy. You have he's not Harry Dean Stanton. What is his name? And I love the guy too, Timothy Blake Nelson. I knew it was a 3-name guy. It's like
Well,
the,
3 name guys.
the
What was
big
the name
bad.
of that bad guy? I don't remember.
I don't know, like Scrotum Head, like
Underwhelming.
I don't even think he
yeah.
was the. Oh, never mind.
In the comics, his name is the leader.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I thought he was
Yeah.
very underwhelming in this. I
Yeah.
didn't. It was just
He's a
like,
smart guy. He's a smart guy. That's his superpower. He's gamma radiated, really smart. So smart that he keeps General Thunderbolt Ross alive by feeding him small doses of gamma radiation,
okay.
which turns him into the Red Hulk.
you know.
Mhm.
I had a roommate that I kept alive, giving him small doses of marijuana, but he
Yeah.
didn't turn in anything.
Oh,
Turned
into a
shame.
couch
He didn't
potato.
turn to the Green Hulk.
No. And,
Very green
and-
Hulk.
and you know what? The Red Hulk thing is a bad marketing thing. Like, at least save that for like a surprise.
It was. It
Yeah.
seemed like that's what it was meant to be. because
but it was like the first
But
trailers.
then-
it was
Yeah.
Red Hulk.
No,
No shit.
the first trailers there wasn't the Red Hulk,
That
but
was the second one?
then they decided no one gives a shit about.
Yeah.
Sam
I was about to
Wilson.
say, yeah, I probably
Red Hulk. Yeah, Harrison
paid
Ford.
for some
Yeah,
tickets.
Harrison Ford,
Right.
Red Hulk. Yes, I mean that's
to
what got
see
me
that.
interested, because at the end, guess what? Okay, he turns into the Hulk and they fight.
Right.
But again, thank God for that vibranium everything, or else he'd be a smear.
I
And-
don't even know, even with that. I mean, like, look, I get it. I don't know. I'll just be
And
quiet.
it's supposed to take all energy, but
Is it?
it was
okay.
cool to see a Hulk smash stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I like
Always.
that.
It-
I like that.
And
I'm a
basically,
5-year-old boy when it comes like, yes, Hulk's on.
this movie is
break
just meant to basically say we're getting the Avengers together.
Mhm.
And it's
That's
your
exactly
job.
what it was.
Like that's the only point of this existing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
pretty
they
much.
ever say who the vice president was?
I don't think so.
Because they carted off the president to the loony bin now because
Sure.
he's Red Hulk. So
And,
like,
yeah, he's at the raft, isn't? And
Yeah.
oh yes, 100 years later, Liv Tyler shows up again as
God, right? I was like, what is happening?
and they
Aw.
they put on the Barbara Walters like Vaseline lens too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like,
no.
like she shows up and I'm just like, Are my eyes
Aw.
going?
Yeah, they filtered the hell out of her.
Oh
They
my
Snapchatted her
gosh.
real well. But I
That's
was
so
like,
sweet.
okay, I liked her in the because I liked the Incredible Hulk movie, the Ed
Yes.
Norton one. I got a kick out of it. I thought it was really great, and
I
I
like
thought she
every
was really,
incarnation of them.
I thought she was really great in it too. But just to see her is like gambling debts.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
felt weird.
Aw.
I agree.
Well, you heard that she said that she was surprised to hear from them when they called her.
Okay,
She was
right,
like,
for real.
she's like, have you guys been keeping up with me? Because I've been like a mom for the past
Right.
I haven't really been
Yes.
doing a
I
lot of
don't act
acting.
anymore.
Yeah. So
I've been
that was
taking care of
sweet.
my father.
Yeah,
Right.
she said that they had reached out to her. So yeah.
But I
And let
mean,
me-
that's just kind of the culmination. Like I said, you
Right.
can push the action, which is fun. The choreography is entertaining. The dialogue is not. The sets are very pretty. But I mean, you can get the heart of this, what we're just talking about, by playing a really action-packed video game.
Mhm.
You know, you can
Oh,
get all that.
gosh.
So it's a video game. So I mean, it is just kind of like the last ditch effort that, oh, hey, we still need to prove that we're Marvel and have connective tissue.
Mm.
Who was that girl that played the daughter?
Yeah, it
Aw.
felt very that for sure.
Let's get her.
Yeah.
I
And I
mean,
have to throw my 2 cents in on this. Like, I've never read the comics or any of that kind of stuff. I've seen like 90% of like the Marvel movies, and I like most of them for sure. And I went into this one with some hope. Like, I was like, this just feels right. Like, this feels like maybe the comeback thing because
I wanted to
Marvel
like it a
seems
lot.
to know they've been faltering for a while. They've slowed way down on like
Mhm.
pumping a movie out every 2 months and all that kind of shit. And I was like, this is gonna be it, guys. Like, this is gonna be the one that like gets it back on track. And
Aw.
Chris, my boyfriend, was very excited for this. Like, before this came out, he was literally like
I know, I
watching
saw
the
that. That was so cute.
well, he was
Yeah.
watching the trailer
Yeah.
of this and he was like pausing it. And he was like, "Oh, you
I
see
love
that
that.
right there? That means that, and that's gonna happen." And this is, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know any of that. I'm just like
Aw.
Marvel movie."
But that's the fun part. That's what these movies do for people,
Yeah.
and it's a
Mhm.
damn
Mhm.
blast.
And he was definitely doing that. So he was very excited for this. And we
And-
went in, and to me, this just felt like a 2-hour long, like TV episode, kind of. I thought it felt a little bit on the cheap side, which I'm surprised to say because I think Marvel usually like production value and like the presentation is always extremely high quality.
Yeah.
And this one didn't really feel quite like that to me. I thought it looked a little bit on the cheap side. I thought some of the effects didn't look so great. And like I said, kind of like TV level, even though TV has like come a
The
long way,
bad guys
guys.
It did. Well, Chad, I'll tell you, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't talk about the movie, but I did watch the trailers and I had the same thought as you did
Yeah.
as you watched the movie. I was like, this looks like a TV show. I thought it was a trailer for a TV show. I didn't realize it was
Mhm.
for a movie until the end. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. I was like,
It
It
could have
definitely
been
feels
a TV show. It really could have
Yeah.
been. It could have been like a
like a mini series.
like a
or something,
3-episode
too. Yeah.
arc.
a
Like,
3-episode series,
Like a mini
and
series.
on Disney Plus, and people would have like bitched at it there too. But
right.
Yeah.
it's made its money back. People are enjoying
Did it make its money
Yeah.
back?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, my
yeah,
theater was
yeah.
fucking full,
Okay,
and it was like
okay,
almost
that's
a
good.
400-seat theater.
That's
and it
good.
was
I
full.
never want a
Yeah.
movie to do badly.
Like
You
it
know,
did
I
100
never-
million or way over 100
like
million.
190 globally,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think, first weekend.
Impressive.
So I
And
mean,
then it made its budget back first weekend.
and there's nothing coming out this weekend, so I think it's still going to.
Yeah, it's gonna dominate for a minute.
I think it's gonna do pretty well. I think this suffers from the fact that I really wanted to like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
A
I
lot
did
of
too.
people really wanted to like this, which
Mhm.
makes them kind of like it. So I didn't dislike it. I'm not mad. I went and saw it. Like it's a buy for me,
Yeah.
but it's just a buy.
Right.
Like I didn't.
I think of all the imminent.
I didn't leave.
Marvel
I didn't leave
shit-
the show like The Crow or anything like that.
Yeah,
So-
right. Okay, right. Nothing's that bad. I'm just kidding.
Oh, jeez.
But like of all the imminent Marvel shit, like I've seen the Thunderbolts trailer now a few times. I've seen
Wanna see that?
now the Fantastic Four trailer, which I think looks not good. I don't know anything about
I'm
Fantastic
actually
Four.
I'm with Team Chad on this.
Fantastic Four looks like a TV show.
It doesn't
real.
do much
Yeah.
for me, but I'm with Team
I just
Brad
don't like
on
Pedro
Thunderbolt.
Pascal.
Thunderbolts actually
I wanna
looks
see
the best
Thunderbolts
by far
'cause-
of
Yeah.
anything coming up, like
Because
imminent with
Florence
Thunderbolts
Pugh in
is
it.
ultimately like Suicide Squad for likable characters.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
It has David Harbour in it, for fuck's sake.
Yes,
Got Florence
Daddy
Pugh. It's
can.
got
I'll watch
Sebastian
Daddy do
Stan.
anything.
Florence Pugh, and then the one Latino lady that vibrates,
Ghost.
Ghost.
Okay.
I think she has a real name, but we'll just call her Ghost.
Okay,
Latino
right. The
lady
Latino lady that
vibrates.
vibrates.
Listen, the vibrating Latino lady. I mean, like, I think
Yeah,
that's what we
and-
used to call Sofia Vergara, but I mean, now it's
Oh, jeez.
But Thunderbolts for real, that's the one I'm
Taskmaster's in
most
it,
excited for.
and-
And I'll go see that.
Oh,
I'll go
country.
see Fantastic Four for sure. I've never
Cool.
seen any of the Fantastic Four like previous stuff that came out.
You
So
don't
this
need
is gonna
to.
be like a brand new.
yeah.
I don't know any of those characters.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not a must. You don't have
It's
to do
not a
that.
You saw Johnny
I am
Storm in
curious.
Deadpool Wolverine, so that's
Yep.
pretty much it.
Well,
That's
I'm
as good as
curious
it
about
got.
Homegirl as Silver Surfer or whatever. I love
Yes.
her. I can't remember her name right now. But the girl from Ozark and Wolfman and all
Yeah.
that shit. Like, I like her.
Are we?
But I don't know anything
love-
about Silver Surfer, so I don't know if this works or it doesn't.
Are we gonna
Well,
love
Silver
Pedro
Surfer's
Pascal
usually a
when he's
dude.
stretchy?
I don't know. That's gonna be one of those that's a goofy power to try to get right.
It's
You know
a
what I mean?
shitty
To try to
power.
Yeah.
it really is. I don't know how they're gonna do that without it looking goofy. Like
The best
I hope
part-
that they do, but
The best part about Mr. Fantastic in
is that he can stretch his penis.
Is that he's married to Mrs. Fantastic?
Woo woo.
well,
Woo.
Yeah, ooh.
Like,
Besides
like-
that-
surprisingly enough, that's
besides
that's not what I thought the best about Mr. Fantastic was, but you got me rethinking this.
I just heard stretch and I was like, oh, okay.
It was never his powers. It was always his intelligence that made
True.
him intriguing.
Yes.
Well,
So
I
He
mean,
was supposed to
he
be the
was
most
the smartest
intelligent
guy in
guy,
the world,
right?
and
Yeah,
then
there
he
you go.
he's noted the smartest man alive. How do you not do a Dos Equis joke with that as well?
oh yeah, no kidding.
I just, Pedro Pascal's a perfectly good actor, but I just don't see him in this role. But that's
Okay.
just me.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll pull it off. I hope to be
I don't,
proven
I
wrong.
I don't know the kid that's playing Johnny Storm. I know.
What? Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Right? Stranger
He's-
Things. He's Eddie.
Stranger Things. He's the Metallica playing guy.
Yeah,
I've never
Eddie.
watched Stranger Things.
Oh,
Oh, okay. You should see it.
Okay.
Although skip
I tried.
season 3. Sorry, season 3 is so bad.
Shots fired. Holy
My
shit.
daughter
Woo.
loved it, and
Is that the one at the mall?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
I mean, I like Master of Puppets, but yeah, no, I never watched Stranger Things.
Let me ask all of y'all, because you probably know more than I do. I know we have Thunderbolts coming and Fantastic Four.
And
Do
Superman.
we know of any definite other Marvel coming this year?
Mm.
This
I
year, I
don't.
don't think so.
I was gonna say those are the only
No,
ones
I
that I
think they're
seem to
only
like
doing
know.
3.
Okay, that
When's
feels
that-
good. They need
when's
to
the
slow
next-
it down.
Goddamn Spider-Man coming out. That Spider cartoon thing.
It's
Part
on right
two?
now, right?
Yeah, no,
Part
there's
2 of
there's
the-
part 1, there's part 2. There's a third
Yeah.
one because it left in a cliffhanger.
But not this year, I don't think. Hope
I don't know.
I don't know.
the Spider
Coach,
Verse.
you're a big fan of the Spider-Verse. When's part 3 coming out?
So
It was
they-
supposed to be this year.
It was, but they
Okay.
scrapped it. They were like, I think,
Oh wow.
halfway through it,
Mhm.
and basically threw the whole thing out.
What, they're starting
Why?
over, or they're
They
just
started over.
okay?
first
As long as they're starting over, they're
Yeah.
not like, we're not doing this anymore. Spider-Man.
The first
doesn't
two
suck.
are incredible. They're
Yes.
amazing.
I think that they were watching it and they was just going there like, this is just, it's not up
not
to
there.
the level that we want it to.
Okay.
And it
And-
demands a high level because these movies have been
Right.
exceptional.
And I think
Yeah.
they made just so much, the profit margins on those were so big
Mhm.
that it was okay, like, let's get it right.
Okay.
Yeah. It better be right because I am invested as fuck in
Yeah.
the Spider-Verse movies. For real. I mean, Across
Wow.
the Spider-Verse, it was like my, I think, number 3 movie of like 2023. Like,
Mhm.
I love it like
That's
that.
huge.
It's so
It
good.
was a good movie.
Oh,
Yeah, when it was over, I was shook. Like, I felt like I'd been in the theater for an hour, and I
the
was like,
what's
"This
up
is
danger
over."
moment is just it is like pinnacle cinema of that, when he actually takes the leap.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is like they're just going to be showing that in film classes for like 50 years.
Yeah, it's brilliant shit.
And it's
For sure.
about time they had an out of shape Spider-Man.
Oh, me. Okay, right.
Aw.
Well,
Me
no,
and
I
my
was
dad.
so happy. I was so happy when I saw that because
Oh yeah.
I bought a Spider-Man shirt and track pants, and that was my costume.
Nice.
And I got a lot of compliments on Halloween.
Right. I mean, I have a dad
Oh,
bod.
you're
I
the
don't
out
even
of
have
shape
kids.
Spider-Man. I'm like, calm down. You're right, but like, no need to yell.
Oh,
But yeah, Captain America: Brave New World for me,
Mm.
not great. Brad probably. It seems like you liked it the most. Maybe
I
but
think I liked it just because,
manage your expectations.
yeah, because I have enough history with the comic book, so I'm like, I appreciate this.
Sure.
Did it do anything to further the cause?
It felt like fluff.
It didn't move.
Very fluff.
It did not move.
it didn't move.
It receded back inside myself.
Oh no, turtle.
See, there's a difference between running to the line and sprinting through it.
Well, wait.
I
What
stayed switching through it.
the gorge. What was the one quote?
Which part?
Someone only brave enough to cross the line can know how far they can truly go.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there you go.
me.
I paraphrase that, so it's not
Oh,
nobody yell at me or yell at me. I don't care.
So now we've made it to the Google Slides
funny
presentation of the show.
There's a slideshow at the end, everybody.
Yes, and we have decided this week to talk about maybe not what are the very best, but some of our favorite comedies of all time. And I think we all are sort of on the same page with this one. That comedy has, especially in the probably last decade specifically, kind of taken a nosedive for the most part. Everything's become so bland and PC and all that kind of stuff. And comedies of yesteryear, like the 90s and 80s and shit, everything was sort of on the table. Everything was like up for grabs, equal opportunity. And I like that. I don't necessarily want to see people get hated on or any of that kind of shit, but I think that comedy is about pushing buttons and like pushing boundaries a little bit. And
Everything
as long as
is
it's
fair game.
yeah, as long as it's fair game and it's fairly done, then I think, in my opinion, truly nothing is off the table here. So yeah, like my list is going to be something very interesting. It's certainly a mixed bag of things, as I told you guys before the show. But tonight we're going to go back in the order that we did all of this in, and we're going to start with this beautiful image that is iconic
It's
Love it.
beautiful.
to Cinevators now at this point.
That's right.
they will be showing it in film classes for 50
They will.
years.
Okay,
Forever.
right.
Damn
They
right.
better.
People will be studying it.
They better. So yeah, Miss Carly is going to start us off tonight with what some of her favorite comedies are. And I know
All right.
all of us cheated except for Coach, who only has 3. I have an honorable mention, and I think the other 2 do as well.
I have a ton because first off, you said favorite comedies, and then I was like,
Yeah.
can we narrow this down at all?
Okay, right.
There are way
Absolutely
too many
not.
genres. I mean, like
That's true.
so many funny movies that I thought of.
Mine
and it
run
was
the
just
gamut,
so
let me tell
hard.
you.
Yeah, it was so hard narrowing it down. And these are just the ones that even make it in my honorable mentions, and also my top 3 are just subject to change at any point because these are just some of my favorite movies that I find funny. That's all.
Yeah, same. It's same for me. Like, I mean, these are things that I feel like I have rewatched kind of the most and enjoyed in that way. So yeah, I mean, overall, if I had to sit down and pick like a best list, I'm not sure these would be on it, but these are things that I enjoy like putting on and all of that kind of shit. So that's where we're at. Okay, are you ready for first slide?
I am.
Oh shit, fit to be revealed, bitch. Let's go. Oh,
all right. So honorable mentions. I have quite a few here.
I like it.
I Love You, Man. That is probably one of the more recent ones that I found very funny. It's got Paul Rudd, Jason Segel. Is that, I forgot what her name is.
Wait, hold on. Is this the one where
Rashida
he's like
Jones.
slapping the bass?
Yes, slapping the bass. Yeah. Yeah, this one's great. It's infinitely quotable. It's got heart. It's got a good message. I mean, Paul Rudd and Jason Segel have a lot of chemistry. I also really liked him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which could have made it on this list too, because that's really funny.
That was a good one.
But yeah, I think that's definitely worth checking out. I think a lot of people may have overlooked it. Another newer one is The Nice Guys, and that has Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. Their chemistry, you don't even really look at them and think that they would be very funny, but this movie, it's written and directed by Shane Black. Fucking hilarious. Takes place in the 70s.
It really was. And
Consistently.
His screaming
Yeah.
was so hilarious.
Like,
I have not seen
"Ooh,
that.
that's deep. Oh my God, you have to see it.
Getting
Chad,
his wrist broken.
Yes.
And
I think Dan just talked about this recently too.
The body
it's so
reveal.
good.
The body reveal and him doing the Abbott and Costello, like just breathing. Oh God, that.
Yeah, Chad, I
I was wrong. There are some good comedies.
Put it in the top 10 for you to see.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, jump on that.
I mean, listen. We all know you love Daddy Crow, and this is Daddy
Oh.
Crow at the beginning of Daddy Crow.
Yeah, he's got the
Exactly.
duck
This is
tail
peak
going
Daddy
in.
Crow. Peak Daddy Crow. Yeah, absolutely. And it's I wish that they would have either done a sequel. I don't think it's too late for them to do one, but even a TV show would have been fucking awesome to see them continue, because they just have that great chemistry. It was really good. And then of course we have Office Space. I think everybody knows that one. Yeah, especially if you've ever worked in the office setting, corporate America. You know how terrible it is. But
I worked for a printer repair company, and
geez,
PC load letter is an actual that's an actual thing that is a constant. Absolutely, that comes up on printers all the time. So that when he's just like, PC load letter, what the hell does that mean?
I worked in an office for 10 years.
Yeah,
with my brother, and I know we had a lot of fun because we just beat the shit out of each other most days. But yeah,
fair.
He was a lot more technically, so I let him deal with the printers.
Nice. But and then of course we have Grandma's Boy.
It
was a nice
Grandma's Boy.
Never saw that.
This was very
nice
close
stoner
to my
comedy.
Yes.
So good.
It's very good.
I don't know what his name is. The guy who
it's Alan Covert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's not famous friend.
One friend. Aw, but he's so funny in it. I love him.
Well, both of the non-famous friends are in it.
Yes, yes. Nicholas Swartzen, I think. Or Nick
No,
Swartzen.
the guy who gets the monkey.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot what his name is, but yeah, he's got a big tan in it. But yeah, he's kind of. But yeah, that's a good one. And then of course, and then Super Bad, which I think everybody knows that one.
We might be hearing about this one later. Maybe.
Okay. Drawing all the dicks. Yeah.
So funny.
Michael Cera. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Cera.
Okay.
Those are great.
Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're on to number 3. Holy shit.
It's not even. These aren't even in a. These are not in order.
We're on
not
to the
in order. One. So Hot Fuzz, 2007. Edgar Wright. It's got Simon Pegg. Oh God, what is his name? What does his friend say? Thank you, Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
So it's probably okay. So before this came out, and yes, and even before, I'd say definitely before this came out, obviously Shaun of the Dead was one of my favorite movies.
It's super
funny. I love the fact it totally gets the zombie genre correct, but then Hot Fuzz came out and it just expanded upon that. And even when I first watched this, I really liked Shaun of the Dead still more at that time. But then as the years have progressed, I've watched both of them more and more. Hot Fuzz has definitely kind of overtaken that role. I just can't do the world. I don't like the third one. I'm sorry. I don't like the third one. Like, I tried to rewatch it lately, but it was not good. This is definitely, in my opinion, this is the best out of the Cornetto trilogy.
Okay.
But like I said, I used to love Shaun of the Dead the most, but after viewing them all several times, this one, it works more for me.
Okay.
More consistent laughs. Yeah. I love it.
It's got the Hound in it.
Yeah.
And it
got
has
a lot
Nick
of
Frost
people.
in it. I think he's so cute. Holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I'm so predictable. Holy fuck.
And I will say it was ridiculous, but having him take the mugshot with the piece of
Oh,
The spike still through
yeah,
his
from
jaw.
the
Yes.
church or whatever. Yeah.
I need some ice cream. Yeah. Oh God, this was bloody as hell.
Yes, I was so surprised at how gross it was. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was very graphic, but not in a bad way. Like,
No, it totally works.
an appropriate way.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
It's
blood.
graphic is always appropriate, I think.
Agree.
Yes.
All right,
There
next
was none
one.
in Captain America.
Yep. Let's go to the next one.
Oh God.
All right, Galaxy
Oh.
Quest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only seen this like one time and it was a million years
Oh,
ago, so I don't
aw.
remember it.
Okay, this one has a soft spot in my heart. I went and saw this with my dad in the theaters. We all really enjoyed it. I really feel like it's kind of a love letter to the whole geekdom. You know, this really came out before it was cool to be a geek.
Right.
So a lot of people probably took it more as like an insult to the geek culture, but it was really, in my opinion, it's a total love letter to it. And it completely works. You've got Alan Rickman, you've got Sigourney Weaver, fucking, what is his name?
Tim Allen.
Tim
Thank
Allen.
you, Tim Allen. Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Sam
Is in it.
Rockwell.
Stillman Taylor.
Sam Rockwell. Justin Long in one of his first roles. I mean,
Lucy
everybody,
Kyle.
yeah, everybody's great in this. It's just it's got a lot of heart. It's you can obviously tell where they have taken out some of the curse words.
Mhm.
But I think it
Ooh.
works. I think it works actually way better as being a PG-13 movie as opposed to
agree.
rated R.
It's going
I'm
to
glad
reach
that
more
they-
people naturally.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they didn't go quite as raunchy, and it worked for it. I loved
Mhm.
Sigourney Weaver's, like, you know, all of her cleavage and everything, and she's
I
like,
always love her.
Yeah, and she gets mad. She's like, "Listen, I have one thing to do. Just let me do it. Let me repeat what the computer says."
Amazing
seen this.
documentary on the making of this.
Yes, that
Never
was very good
Surrender.
too. Very good.
It's a great one.
But yeah, so that's my well, it's not number 2. It's just my second on my list.
There's no order to this.
That's right.
All right, next one.
Yep. And my last
This is
one
the one that I remembered from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
is Spaceballs.
It's so great.
So I had to put this one on here. It's Mel Brooks. We've got fucking Rick Moranis, John Candy, fucking Mel Brooks, Daphne. What's her name? Daphne Zuniga
Zuniga,
or something.
yeah.
Oh my God, Bill Pullman looking
Bill Pullman,
sexy
that's right,
as hell. As Lone
What I find
Star.
alarming here is the
Joan
complete
Rivers.
lack of Pizza
Yes.
Hut.
Oh my God, I totally forgot to put him on there. Yeah, you're right.
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza's
Like-
gonna send out for you.
Right.
Michael Winslow is in this.
Right,
Yeah.
there's so many. It just is a great parody. I love it. Listen, and I understand that this would not exist without Star Wars, but
Sure.
I like it more than Star Wars. So
Yeah,
there, I
I
said
feel
it.
that. I'm not a big Star
You
Wars
like
guy,
what you
so
like.
I
I'm
feel
not
you.
either.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a line consisting of "It's Mega Maid, sir. She's gone from suck to blow."
Well, that's funny. She doesn't look Jewish.
Right. Yeah. Like,
Equally
Your
offensive
schmaltz is
across
bigger
the
than
entire,
mine.
yeah, there's so many great fourth wall breaks and
surrounded by
just-
assholes.
I knew it. Surrounded by assholes.
keep firing assholes.
It's so good.
Mr. Coffee. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
this is a good one for
Yeah,
real.
we're gonna have
Mr. Radar.
a spin-off. We're having a spin-off podcast of us just doing the table read for Spaceballs. The
There you go.
I would do that.
We
I
should.
would do
Oh
that.
my God.
Totally.
Comedy
Real.
desert.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Good picks.
Thank you.
And
See,
Mr.
I was
Coach.
really excited
Mhm.
about this this topic because, like I said, comedies, nothing's funny anymore. Maybe not now, but it took me a while to find ones that I really enjoyed because they always came with a good memory. So I was excited to see what you guys are going to say because I
Yeah.
thought, oh, okay, I know that there's going to be some gems there for me to remember. So,
Sure.
and there was so far.
Yeah, this was very hard for me. I'm not the biggest
Mhm.
comedy watcher overall, so that's like some of where like most of my holes are and shit. I often don't really find stuff all that funny personally, so it's just not a genre that I jump to a whole bunch. So like the things that I really like, I like. So yeah, this was hard for sure for me. All right. And we're going to move on to Mr. Coach. Coach, I see already before I bring it up, has an AI opener.
So this is a batshit insane AI. Like usually I tweak them and I just let this one stay because
It says
of the
WAPstick comedy.
Wapstick?
Wapstick
No, it
comedy.
doesn't. Oh my
Yes,
God, it does.
It does.
Oh,
There is
Quiety dialogue.
there is randomly a
Pickle.
couch with 3 legs on it,
Yeah.
but no
All right.
body. I think that just goes into
No
a
head.
pillow.
oh
There is
wow.
a TV with a speaker in the TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know how
As
they're
God
watching these
intended.
movies.
I like the Stalin Comedies or whatever over there to
Yeah,
the
just-
left. What is he,
Yeah.
like a communist over there? It looks,
Yeah, there's
know,
a
actually,
random
it looks like,
authoritarian in the corner.
Aw.
This you have to check it on YouTube. This is the most AI thing
Genius.
that's ever
Awesome.
AI'd.
I
Yeah,
love it.
that might be real.
One goes
1970s
Schwitty
remote.
dialogue.
Yeah. Schwitty,
Okay, right. What the
sweaty,
fuck?
dilu-
Jiggle?
Dialegans. And the shortest coffee table with the largest thing of
Popcorn
popcorn
ever.
and
Mhm.
a 4-foot wine glass.
Dude, it's crazy. Like it's
pretty great.
just
It's
it's
pretty-
insane.
Are those
Before you move on,
dice?
this
Oh
popcorn-
no, that's popcorn.
The popcorn bucket made me think that recently here, I'm almost certain it was Cinemark. They had this thing like within the last month, I would say, where I guess for $5 you could go in with any container
Any
that you
container,
wanted
yes.
and get popcorn.
What? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Right.
I would bring one of those 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah,
Well,
one of the
this-
girls I worked with said she went for it. She just went to get popcorn, and
Mm-hmm.
she said that the line was insane, and the
Yes.
amount
Oh, I
of
bet.
crazy shit people were carrying was like, what is going on?
Well, it's
I
like
would've brought-
7-Eleven does that on 7-Eleven is like,
Oh.
oh, bring your own container. And like teenagers walking with like a swimming pool. Like it's
A baby
silliness.
pool. Yeah.
I'd bring a shot glass so you get like 2 pieces of popcorn just to be an asshole.
Okay, right. Just like this is all I needed.
That's
She's
true. I wouldn't
watching
make
her
them fill
weight.
it up. I'd feel
I'm
bad to
unemployed.
fill up like a bucket that huge, but yeah.
That would be crazy. Well, I mean,
Sounds like-
considering like a bucket, like a normal large bucket, it's like $10, or at least like the theater I go to most of the time. Like,
Yes.
take advantage
about
of it a
10.
little bit, but maybe
Jump
don't
on
be-
it,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
that much.
yeah, it's funny. Like I do the whole Regal thing and I slowly build points and points. And so like I just like I'm gonna redeem my small popcorn and
Yeah,
redeem my
right.
small popcorn, redeem my small popcorn, and then I'll just put it in a different container. It's Regal's actually not that bad when it comes to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's always like I'll bring in the container and then it's all right, I'll just fill this up. I'm like, fine, that's great, we're good.
Okay, right. All righty, we're ready for your first one, Mr.
What is your favorite
Well,
Wapstick
first,
cup?
like comedy, I want to say, I think one of the main reasons why comedy doesn't work as well now is all the movies that are going to be on all of our lists, and I'm going to even speculate what's on everybody else's, are done by the creators, and it made them laugh.
Sure.
They
Yeah.
made
Very subjective.
things for
Yes.
themselves, and basically, I think now everything is just so noted to death, and everything needs this approval and this approval and this approval. And that's the reason is it's now comedy by committee instead of comedy by creators.
Writer,
Mhm.
yeah.
And I think that's where it dies at, 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Whereas like, something like Superbad, that's just it was their childhood and the funny things that happened to them.
Mhm.
Sure.
And I think that's what comedy is in this purest form. And that's I don't think it's a wokeness thing now. I think it's just
No.
there's just too many people involved.
Yeah.
Too many executives.
Yeah. And not enough people are just like, let's take a chance. Because again, now comedies have to have $100 million budget instead of
Ugh.
Yeah, that's crarazy.
That is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, for
You should be
3
making
rooms
comedy for
and
like
9 guys.
15 million.
Yeah.
like,
if that.
Maybe.
Do it on the cheap. Yep. Like all those Will Ferrell movies were like 50
like
million,
50.
50 million,
Yeah,
50
I was about
million.
to say.
And like the Fairley brothers and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was it Dumb and Dumber was done for like something like $30 million and 10 million went to Ace
Jim
Ventura,
Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Oh wow. Oh shit. I didn't realize that. I mean, it makes sense.
The rest,
because
the rent
Yeah.
goes to Aspen.
So it was originally going to be in the other part Nicolas Cage, but then
Oh,
the original
wow.
guy and then they got Jim
Whoa.
Carrey and paid him 10 million, and then Nicolas Cage said, "Well, if he's getting 10 million, I need this amount." But that's how they got Jeff Daniels, who did it for
Oh, wow.
$500,000.
What?
Oh my god. I don't even like that movie though. I'm terrible, I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know that I've actually seen it. If
I mean, like,
So
there are
it's
some
pretty good.
funny parts. There are some funny parts in it, but I'm one of those people that doesn't think it's hilarious. It's not
Okay.
one of my favorites. It's not bad.
I think
but-
Jim
you
Carrey
may
can be
want to
kind of
close your eyes
annoying.
for the next slide.
I was about to say,
Oh,
what's your
shit.
number
Hey,
one, coach?
if it's your pick, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it's
real.
not ever always been a favorite of mine. That's all.
Are we ready for
It's
the next
Yeah,
perfectly
one?
you can go
fine.
ahead and hit it, Chad. So I lied.
Oh,
Okay.
I love this movie.
This is
Hilarious.
So
fun. Yeah.
there's a couple fun facts. I played T-ball with Rab himself from Jackass.
Okay.
Oh,
So when we were younger, and all of this, so Jackass is the combination of a crew from Westchester, Pennsylvania, where I currently live,
okay.
and California, and it was kind of from the TV show and MTV and all that. I drove when I came to. I'm actually at work doing this. When I came to work, I passed by, unfortunately, the spot where Ryan Dunn car accident took place,
Mm.
and he lost his life. Their original shopping cart things, if you watch them on the TV show, in the background is the video store that I started working at.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So,
now I
like,
can-
That's
I
great.
was actually working at the video store, and
When
we
they
see
were-
these idiots doing the shopping carts and everything. It's a big staple of Westchester, but when the movie came out, the amount of laughter that I had, like, I was crying laughter in the theaters. I
Yeah.
was probably in my late teens, maybe early 20s. I didn't put the years on these things, but
Oh yeah. When did that come
I
out?
just remember
Probably early 20s because you and I
Yeah.
are close to the same age, and I think I thought the same.
it was something
Mm.
so guttural and just something you hadn't seen before. And again, these guys did not take studio notes of,
no.
it was, they just did what made them laugh,
Mhm.
Yep.
and then created a whole movie out of it. And
This is
And it was funny.
as a horror person who can sit through watching people beheaded, skinned, any of that kind of shit.
Mhm.
This is one of the only movies that
It's
ever
tough.
made me gag.
Which
With
part?
the horse scene.
The horse semen, yep.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ. Holy shit.
I remember the paper cuts on the side of his mouth.
Oh,
It
ow.
was the toes. It was the
Okay,
toes.
I'm out.
Jackass movie came out in 2002, so
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
18.
I was 27.
Yeah.
I was 7.
So,
No, you were not.
No, I'm just kidding.
You
Fuck
were
off.
you were only like 20, 21.
In what, 2002? Shit.
Yeah, I was
I
like
would have
18.
been like 23.
Oh, okay.
She's old. But yeah, Jackass, man. Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good choice for
Mhm.
sure.
Well, I saw the
Very
movie
good.
before I ever saw any of the shows.
Mhm.
I've never seen
I
the show
just,
ever.
me and my friends,
Oh, the
we
show's
just went,
great too.
watching the ridiculous of the.
What was the
You're-
one where they did? There was like a grandpa.
The Bad Grandpa.
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I've not seen that either.
So, but I think
should.
in
You don't
the
need to.
second Jackass movie is
They
where
might
they
have
started
had
dressing
some
up.
grandpa, like some stuff in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right, we can hit the slide.
Next one.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So this is, I was 9 years old. I saw this in the theater,
Wow.
and it was the funniest thing that I had ever seen in my life. I think I went and saw it in the theater probably about 5 or 6 times, because I couldn't get enough of it.
Okay.
The three of these guys are so iconic. They all just do some powerlifting, and it's just the most absurdist thing that it just shouldn't be funny. But
It
the-
really shouldn't. The Three
them
Amigos,
singing
just as
My-
a concept,
yeah.
should not be funny. But goddamn, is it ever?
And for
Well,
anyone
you-
just listening, this is Three Amigos.
Oh,
guys.
I'm sorry.
And-
I was already.
And not only that, Coach, I don't know if you know this. Well, I'm sure that you do, especially since you watched that Galaxy Quest thing. But Galaxy Quest is basically Three Amigos in
Amigos,
space.
yes, in
Yeah.
space. It's just so good of actors being, so full of themselves, find themselves on the curb, and then misreading an invitation. I think, oh, we're just going to be stars down there, and it plays so well with the vaudeville and the old school Hollywood as well as just the basic spaghetti western. Just quotable out the wazoo.
What's your favorite quote?
Well, nothing made me laugh as much as when Chad's going to hit play on this little video.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
I don't think this will give us a copyright strike because it is quick and under, but there is nothing. I laughed so hard. I think I fell out of my seat the first time as a little kid.
All right, here we go, guys.
Night, Lucky. Night, Dusty.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.
That little turtle saying good night, Ned. Tickled my 9-year-old funny bone so
right.
much.
Well, yeah, it's like out of nowhere.
It's the most absurd thing. And just, I know at any given time,
that kind of humor always works for me.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, definitely.
Oh God, that was good.
All right. And my number one.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So
good.
the thing about this movie, and goes back to what I said about real comedy, is like they don't care what anybody else thinks.
No.
These two guys did this thing just for them, and they tortured themselves. It's Team America World Police. Trey Parker, Matt Stone. They tortured themselves because they thought it was going to be funny. They were going to remake Pearl Harbor with marionettes.
Oh my God.
And they created this Team America thing, and they hated themselves for like the next 4 years because of having to do everything with puppets.
Sure, of course.
This movie hits every single type of comedy that there is, whether it is slapstick, prop, ironic, sardonic, like you name
References,
it, parody,
yeah.
everything. Like there's a 6-minute puppet sex scene.
Yes.
With no genitalia.
Like it is so, they absolutely call celebrities for their craziness, for their ridiculousness. And
the Film Actors
There's
Guild.
Guild, yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
Matt Damon.
And I love just the story of, the puppet kind of came out and he looked kind of just not cooked all the way. So we to ourselves were just saying Matt Damon, and it just stuck. It's a perfect comedy. It pulls no punches. It makes fun of every level of every political party or however you see the world.
And you got the iconic Team America. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's so good.
Kiss my ass and lick my balls or something like that.
It's like my balls and suck on my dick.
Yeah.
And hell, the UN could take a lesson from the trifecta explanation of the dick, pussy, ass.
Asshole. Yeah,
asshole.
Dick, pussies, and assholes.
Dick, pussies, and assholes. Yeah,
of how they all take care of each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And
we actually
honestly,
just rewatched this like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen this in forever.
So I saw the dick, pussy, and asshole joke again. That was great.
Because you're just like, how can something so smart be so gross at the same time?
So ridiculous.
I love
when
Trey
you-
Parker and Matt Stone.
You layer,
they're
they're
smart,
brilliant
man.
writers. They're very brilliant writers, and everyone can take a lesson from this. Is that everything you love can be made fun of?
Yes,
Yes,
and
it
should.
should
And
be.
it should be,
Yes.
and you can enjoy.
Yes.
Like you do not have to get on a high horse. You do not have to get
Yes.
angry
Don't-
because your politics are made fun of or your religion is made fun of.
Everything is open.
Everything is
for
up
mockery.
for grabs. Enjoy it.
Well, they still do that
Enjoy
with
it.
South Park, I feel like.
Oh,
I mean,
yes,
South
yeah,
Park
And
is-
that's how they've survived. Is the basically like, well, you guys are right wing. No, we are not. We make
Well,
fun
what's
of
funny-
you. You guys are left wing.
No.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's smart because you really don't know exactly where they land because literally everything's on the table. They make fun of it all equal opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think that's brilliant and smart. And like,
You shouldn't care where anybody
Yeah.
lands. We're just
Right.
here
Well,
having fun. It's a goddamn comedy. If you go to a comedy, ready to get angry,
Yeah, no shit.
you're the
Oh
worst
yeah,
type
you've
of
already
person.
lost. Yeah.
Yeah, go live in the woods. Go live in the
And I
If you
woods.
feel
found
like
Hannah Gadsby's stand-up funny, then this
I don't
isn't
even
for
know who
you.
that is. That's a woman
Okay.
though. Women are not funny. Women are not funny. Sorry.
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
Well, listen, it even brings in some wapstick comedy. So I mean, like it
Some
does work.
the best of wapstick. Yes.
What's Wapstick?
It's from the
What?
callback
From
to
the
the,
AI.
it's the first
Talk to
slide.
the AI guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good Lord. That's where I'm at, guys. All right.
Very
So,
good.
so we are going to move on to Mr. Brad from Canada. You
Yeah.
have an honorable mention. You were a
I do.
bad boy, Brad.
You've
take
been
it.
bad, Brad.
He stays bad. That's what I know.
Oof. I prefer the term naughty.
Oh, naughty boy.
The maple leaf is honestly lit and so iconic at this point. Hell yeah.
He
I
looks
do
so happy
love-
too.
I do love that when you say anything to AI to watch a movie, their back is always to the screen.
Yes.
That's what I always want. And I'm like, wait, no, I want my back to the screen.
So
it
I
doesn't
don't know
work
what
that way.
this ridiculous man is laughing at, like the moths
Does
on
he have
the
like a clock for a belt? What is that? Almost looks
Yes,
like
it
a
is.
clock. Okay.
yeah, I can do
It's
that.
time for movies.
Always.
Always. Yes, this is my top three, and I do have some honorable mentions. So
Okay. Are you ready
let
for
her
that?
rock. I'm ready.
Oh, these are all so good. Oh my God,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, they all came out around the same time, and my honorable mentions for those that are listening are The Great Outdoors, The Money Pit, and Uncle Buck. I don't know
Great.
if all of these just hit around the same time and just had the same kind of flavor,
Mhm.
but I remember going to the video store and renting each one of these. And this is around the time where I'd met my older brother. Him and I did not meet until I was like 11 or 12.
Mhm.
And he's got 15 years on me.
Mhm.
So when he would come by, we would just hang out and rent movies.
Mhm.
So these three have a very special place for me because we would watch these and just laugh our heads off. I don't know if I'd ever seen my brother laugh as hard when we were watching The Great Outdoors. And there's a scene in which where Dan Aykroyd is driving golf balls. And
Yes.
of course, for whatever reason, it bounces off a tree and hit John Candy right in the cheek
Ooh.
when he's driving a go-kart. I don't know if I'd ever seen my brother laugh this hard to this day.
Oh.
And I remember laughing at the screen, laughing at him, and having to rewind it just so we could get whatever the rest of the story was. But
Sure.
we rewound it like a dozen times just to keep on laughing.
Okay.
The Money Pit. Who'd have thunk that Tom Hanks would turn into Tom Hanks
Yeah, right.
after, like, I'm not going to say humble beginnings because I think these are fantastic, but just him laughing at the tub going through the floor, Shelley Long, the suffering wife.
Dude, his laugh is so like the just
I wish,
laughing to the point of just air coming out.
yeah, I honestly, I wish I had the clip and put it in here like you did with Good Night Ned. That would have been that would have been perfect. And another John Hughes film, Uncle Buck, about the hapless uncle having to take care of the kids, a young Macaulay Culkin, and the birthday, get in your mouse, get the hell out of here,
Mhm.
to the drunken clown that shows up.
Mhm.
And this movie actually had a lot of heart and some
Mhm.
kidnapping.
Mhm.
I'm a kid.
Um,
Good job.
But yeah, Uncle Buck.
These are all like great comfort watches too, I
Yes.
think.
really are.
They are.
I think that's another thing. Just kind of like these. They all have, like, some comedies are not just completely laugh out loud. They'll jerk a tear here and there and
Sure.
stuff, and these ones could.
They have a nostalgia element to it, at least
Absolutely.
for me, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Those are
ready
my
for next one?
honorable, yes, Canadian spelling mentions.
Yeah, yes, Canadian spelling. Fuck. Oh,
Number 3,
Very good.
so good. Yes.
the Coen Brothers Raising Arizona. Where do you start? Where do you start with this? You have Nicolas Cage. I don't care what anybody says. Looking the coolest he's ever looked.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. I want that
Um,
shirt.
with that mustache, the shirt,
The chest
gun,
hair.
the
Mm.
chest hair, and that head of hair. My God.
Beautiful.
Him and Holly Hunter kidnapping like sextuplets because they figured that they had enough kids already. You have William Forsythe and John Goodman erupting from the ground from escaping
Excrement.
from prison,
Yeah.
looking like zombies. Randall Tex Cobb as the bounty hunter, just beating the snot out of it, like Nick Cage. But I don't know if I'd ever laughed so hard. And I watched this movie by myself when it first came out. It's easy to watch movies with people and laugh.
Mhm.
If you can laugh by yourself,
Oh yeah.
when they're
You know it's a
fighting
good one.
inside their trailer, when they're fist fighting inside the trailer and just hurting themselves, just being in the trailer. And I don't know if I ever winced. I laughed as hard as I winced is when Nick Cage raised his fists, tried to do a double axe handle, and he ground his knuckles on the top of the roof of the trailer.
Oh,
Ooh.
That was the most painful thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. But oh yeah, the Coen Brothers are
a treasure.
they weren't trying to be funny.
Mm-mm. It
They
just
were
was.
just being, and
Just
it
telling
just turned
telling a
fun.
story in a humorous manner.
Yeah.
Yep. And the
Raising
music. I wish we had a clip of that. Oh my God, I can't forget it.
Oh my God,
The
it's so good.
wee, wee, wee.
Yeah. Everybody knows what I'm talking about who's seen it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. When they were going to figure out how to do like
Audio.
a live rewatch, it'll be on in the background, and
Ooh.
we'll just do commentary. But
Sounds like
it'll
fun.
be fun for us. Maybe not for y'all, but whatever. We'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
we'll have fun.
Yes, of course.
That
All
is
right,
number
next
2.
one, sir.
Next one.
All right.
Oh,
Burbs.
fantastic.
Such a good
Burbs.
one. Hell yeah.
Yes. See, that's how good it is.
Okay, right. It came with a
Excuse me, I
sound
got
effect.
excited.
Hey, look, they're even look
It
how
moved,
excited they
it
are.
moved.
Look at
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
That is
there,
the official
the other
sound
neighbor.
of it moving.
It moved.
The story of some creepy neighbors moving in and just in the suburban life of almost, I want to say neighborhood watch, but they weren't a neighborhood watch. They were just a bunch of nosy damn neighbors that just were upset with any kind of imbalance that moved in with them.
Sure.
And
That stays true
Yeah,
to
just-
today, I think, with HOAs and shit.
oh, the antics that go on, the ridiculous attempts that they achieve to try to figure out what this other family was doing,
Yeah.
short of knocking on their door saying, "Hi, I'm so and so," which
What are you
they
doing?
eventually did, which turned into an adventure. You keep a horse in your yard? Yeah, it's this, and
And damn forget the golden bikini. This is Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. Yeah, I was about
Oh.
to say she was looking
Yes.
hot in this
she
movie.
was splendid in this. My
Yes.
God, and I don't know if I'd ever laughed. I've said this so many times, but I laughed so hard as watching Bruce Dern run with the hose. And it gets caught up, and he throws both legs in the air, ass over tea kettle. That is, oh my
Yep.
God. I could just have gotten like the worst diagnosis and think about that part and still laugh. Yeah. The Burbs.
Classic.
Even through the Texas Chainsaw Massacre throwback
Mhm.
nightmare he has. Yeah. Pretty great.
All right, next one.
please.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah.
My absolute favorite.
So good.
this
Oh,
day.
it's so good.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. A straight man and a ridiculous man scamming women.
Mhm.
And through the machinations of just ridiculous offensiveness across every board.
I mean, he pisses himself at the table. Like
He pisses himself at the
Excuse me,
table.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
so good.
He plays a mentally handicapped person to like just to learn from, and the Colgate Queen. These guys are just the worst of worst people, but you're rooting for them. You want them to
Mhm.
win, and they're just the absolute worst. And I would have friends over. My house was the house where all my high school buddies came over.
Okay.
We would put this on regular and just laugh until we were crying
Hmm.
at the one scene in which where Michael Caine thrashes Steve Martin's shins with the switch, trying to prove that he's not paralyzed. We would do this one line. He'd say something a little more stringent whenever we wanted to be serious about anything. Well, come on, guys, let's get serious. Something a little more stringent. And that was just okay. That was code for okay, let's get shit done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched this with my folks. After I watched it by myself, I said, "You guys got to watch this." And my dad was not the big comedy fan or anything, and he watched it. He loved it too. So something you could watch as a kid and show your parents, and they liked it too. That was special. So,
Yeah. No.
Dirty
good
Rotten
shit.
Scoundrels remains my number one comedy still to this day.
Good one, sir. Yeah. God, this is like a nostalgia trip. Holy shit. I like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a list of all these movies and just watch them one day.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the moment nobody was waiting for is what my fucking
Aw.
ass chose for.
Don't say
No,
that.
we
Come
all
on,
want to
guys.
know what Chad chose.
And
Chad. Chad.
I've decided to reuse
I'm
it,
gonna
guys.
punch you in the
because
face.
I thought it was fun. And I do have an honorable mention. And then I think other than that, there's not really an order to mine. Like maybe like semi, but not really.
Okay.
But this is clearly the honorable mention because it's not a straight up comedy, as you'll see. The Menu, starring Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy and Nicholas Hoult.
Look at those
this is a-
eyes.
This is a very modern film, and this is an extremely dark comedy. And this is something that upon repeat watches, I've probably seen it like 4 or 5 times now. I think it gets funnier every time I've seen it. And this is sort of like a commentary on fan culture overall. And it's about people who like come to a chef's like secluded restaurant experience and sort of think they know it all about this lifestyle and like what's going on here. And
Nicholas Hoult for sure.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
him for sure.
Bragging about everything.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it is just a commentary on like fan culture in general and how that can be sort of toxic and sort of lessen the experience of whatever it is that you are into.
Yeah.
And this shit, I think, is
Absolutely there.
hilarious. It's so funny. There's a part where you get to what, Tyler's bullshit. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
They have these like
The
carbs
lamb.
in here.
It's like not even cooked all the way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like this man who's like so into this and so
Yeah.
loves like cooking and the chef and all that kind of shit.
He's
And
just
it's
a critic.
like he's like, okay,
He can't do
come-
it.
yeah, come and
He
show us.
he
homie.
loves the life more than he loves the food.
Definitely. And like the ending scene of this with like the s'mores and all that kind of shit, it's just absolutely insane. It's off the wall. It's batshit crazy. And I think it's a great film just in general. And it is quite funny. At least
It
to
is.
me. Maybe other people
Oh,
won't
I
find
thought
it
it was
quite as
funny.
funny. But yeah, this is
It's
funny as
hilarious.
hell. And I have a couple like Twitter friends that I talk to very regularly. And one of them, like, she watched it with her husband and was like, yeah, like we died laughing during all of this. I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like that made me happy because, yeah, that's how it should be. But yeah, honorable mention, The Menu. I don't remember what's next. So surprise for everyone. Oh, The Hot Chick with Rob
Oh, that
Schneider.
is cute.
This movie, holy shit, guys. I know he's not the most liked figure overall from some people and all that kind of shit, but and again, I don't know when this is from. It's either from the 90s or like early 2000s, but this movie has some of, for me, the most quotable lines, the funniest fucking sequences, and it's absurd. It's ridiculous. Is it good? No. Is it
No, but it
hilarious
is
though?
funny. Yes.
Fuck yes. It's so funny. Okay. So there's an Asian mother-daughter in this movie, and maybe this is going to be divisive, but
Careful.
toward the end of this movie, the Asian mother was like, she sees her daughter at the mall, and she was like, "You walk right by crazy now. Say hi me." And I'm telling you, bitch, that shit will live rent free in my fucking head for the rest of my fucking life, because this movie is hilarious. And there's
That's pretty
also
great.
one more where a guy is like, he gets a phone call from someone, and he says, I don't remember what he says, but the guy goes, it was something very inappropriate and fucked up. And the guy goes, "Father Mulcahy."
Aw. And
It's so good.
I remember
It's
Anna
so
Faris
cute.
being hilarious in
Oh.
this. I just want to see it.
She's great.
I just
though.
want to see it.
And Rob
Um,
Schneider is just funny trying to be a girl in this
A
too.
teen girl, yes.
I
yes,
know.
it's very funny.
It
I
actually
just-
works. Like, I mean, this is not cinema, guys. Like,
I know
No,
we
no,
talked
no.
about South Park earlier, and the only thing is like, Rob Schneider is a stapler. Like, I just
but yeah, this is definitely like, I've seen this movie so many times, and it's kind
It's
of
fun.
obscene. But yeah, it is fun for real. And yeah, next, fuck, I'm scared, guys. I don't remember what's next. I know what my 3 are, but I don't know what the order is.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
Bros.
Okay, so
I was just talking to a friend about this movie actually.
I unapologetically love this movie. Billy Eichner, who I'm honestly not sure, guys, if he directed this or not, but he is the star of this, and I think wrote it.
yes.
Yeah, he wrote it with oh my god, his partner Nick.
Okay.
Not his boyfriend, but his writing partner.
Okay. It's like
Yeah.
he's like a gay Woody Allen kind of. When this came out, this faced a lot of controversy because Billy Eichner was like, I don't want anyone who voted for Trump or anyone who
Mhm.
feels like this or this or this or this or this to come see this movie. So literally nobody went to see it. It made 0 money.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
not
box
the smartest
office.
way to do it.
And I don't think that's exactly the way to like approach maybe like
Anything.
making your film or anything.
Right. Trying to get people to buy tickets to your movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I was like, you're gonna take my centrist money, bitch, and I'm gonna watch this movie. And it actually it is so funny. Like, for a modern comedy, I guess people who love the word like woke or whatever could probably lob that at this a little bit, but I don't. I'm a
don't
person who
know.
thinks that word doesn't mean anything anymore. So
I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
know if it is, only because it's not an original story, but it's an original
No.
take on a story,
Sure.
because we have never seen this type of love story.
Yeah, especially I think like
It would have
on
been so
this
easy
kind of a
just to do
scale.
Harry Met Sally with 2 guys,
Yeah, for sure.
but that's not how gay men act.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
So-
there's a lot of moments in this, especially if you are gay or no gays or any of that kind of shit, that just they hit really hard and they feel so true and real. And I think that's oftentimes where some of like the best comedy comes from, like not trying to be slapstick or any of that kind of shit, but just these real moments
Mhm.
where you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I feel that.
It's
And it's
super
like,
they're
bad
relatable.
for adult homosexuals. Like,
yeah,
like,
basically. It's
Yeah.
just so fun and funny, and it's charming. It's sweet. I've teared up. Like, I've watched this movie a number of times, and I really, really love it. And no apologies, guys. I really don't give a fuck. I
You
love
don't need to
this.
apologize
So
for
the
stuff you
writing
like.
partner was Nick Stoller,
Nick Stoller.
who also wrote. See if we can put all these on the same thing. The Muppets,
Oh shit.
The Muppets Most Wanted, Get Him to the Greek.
Mm.
I had another one here, Sex Tape. Like he's done Neighbors
stuff with-
2, Zoolander 2.
A lot of stuff with
Yeah,
A lot of twos.
Stranger
Seth
Things,
and
yeah.
Jason Segel there, and
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Yep.
Rogan.
Yeah.
Man, that just made me realize Zoolander should have been a part of this too.
Listen, it almost made it on my. It almost made it
I
on my
love it.
list. It was originally on there.
Mhm.
That's a really good movie.
And I'm not going to like discount anyone who thinks that maybe Billy Eichner is a little bit annoying because, like I said, he is very like Woody Allen in a way. He's like neurotic and he's
Well,
fast talking and like
His
all that
Billy
kind
on the
of shit.
street that made him annoying, but that's a
Well, see, I've
character.
never seen that. I didn't know him until this movie.
Billy of the Street's great. I find it
Yeah,
hilarious.
I like that a lot. But yeah, that was a character he's playing. It's a very in your face, Jagoff kind of character.
Okay.
So I think that kind of became a little divisive on whether you like him or not. But I think he's a very entertaining writer.
Yeah, no, this is if you haven't seen it for some reason, I definitely recommend it and wade through some of the dumb bullshit. But yeah, this is fun, funny, sweet, cute, and
Let's go, Watchmen. Let's go.
I'm not the kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who is like, I need representation all the time. But this actually did hit for me because you just don't see a story like this very often, where it is a gay love story. And
This is the first.
it kind of treats
This
it
is the
as,
first mainstream.
Well,
yeah,
that's
mainstream.
done as a comedy. Like,
Yeah.
like, you'll get the Milk and Brokeback Mountain where everything's so serious.
drama.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
This is a rom com,
This is a rom com, exactly.
and yeah, it works.
And it was a good one.
hits. And yeah, bros, guys, and super
Oh,
bad.
there you go. Good
I
one.
think super bad. I'm someone who grew up on like John Hughes and Pretty in Pink and like all of that kind of shit. And this is not that, but this is, I think, one of the best modern examples of like a teen comedy, like a coming of age story. And
Yes.
every single thing about this movie I love. There's nothing here that I dislike.
Right.
I think it's hilarious. It's funny. It's well acted. The characters are great. The performances are great. Like, this is just great cinema in my. This is cinema, even though it is just like a comedy and like a coming of age comedy. This is top of the heap, like for modern, for sure.
Well, whenever I see this, I always think of you got Jonah Hill and you got Michael Cera.
Michael Cera, yeah.
I knew these two in high school.
Sure.
Yes. Oh my god.
I knew them.
I would have been friends with
Hey.
them in high school.
I would have been
Jonah-
too.
No, seriously. Jonah Hill is my buddy Wade Smith, and Michael Cera is my buddy John Gadet.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them, like the meekness from the just him trying so hard and just being so pure. That was John.
Yep.
My God, that was Johnny. And Johnny was such a sweetheart, still a sweetheart. And Wade was so smart, so clever, so braggadocious. Never didn't have anything to say to this day. Like like when I saw this, I sat and I laughed hard at the movie, but I laughed hard at the memories of my friend.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you were McLovin?
I was not McLovin. Oh, who's that douchebag with the hair pulled back?
The Michael Stolworth
No.
character?
Oh, the guy that frickin' Bill Hader.
Oh shit. I don't know, but I know. what you're
Smucked the
talking
kid at the end of the movie. He said, "Nice hair, nice mullet, asshole," or something like that. Yeah, that was me. I was a kid with a mullet. No, I was
Yeah,
nowhere as cool as McLovin. Holy shit!
Oh man.
I think there is a slightly more modern example of this movie, kind of in a way, called Booksmart.
Well, that's what I was just about to say.
yeah,
It's the
Booksmart.
double feature of Superbad doesn't get the
Yes,
female
and
perspective,
Booksmart.
and Booksmart doesn't really get the male perspective. But
Mhm.
together, I think you nailed childhood of teenagers pretty well.
Definitely. Booksmart is fucking hilarious. And I recommend that as fuck. Like, yeah, this is a great double feature, like you said. Good times.
One of the things that makes me laugh so hard about this movie is when
The treasure troves of dicks.
Love that might have one.
The drawing of the dicks was like
No, it was something so subtle, but him and Beck they're in the hallway and they're talking and stuff like that, and they say goodbye and they both start walking in the same direction,
Mhm.
but then you see Michael Cera just walk a little faster, so they're not
Sure.
walking. So like, oh, we've already said goodbye. I don't know. That
Awkward.
just
Yeah.
that tickled me so much.
Well, I think you hit this point like in the end of the movie where they're at the mall, they run into each other, and they sort of like accept this like things are changing type of shit, where it's like, yeah, we're friends and we've had this like life together and all that kind of shit, and it's sort of accepting change that I think this movie nails and
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
understands so well about teens and the high school experience specifically. That
Yeah, you're gonna go do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, but
yeah,
you got my number, right? So we'll
Mhm.
always still kind of be
Exactly.
together, like, right? Yeah.
but then also like kind of probably not like I mean, but like I think all of us now at this age get that like
Mhm.
yes, you have these relationships and they're meaningful for sure and formative in a lot of ways, but also I think in the rare circumstances that they don't, they
Mhm.
do sort of like stay in the past. And
They're where they are for a reason. Like my
Yeah.
daughter's 14, and I hear her talk about her friends a lot, and it almost breaks my
Sure.
heart to say, like,
you won't even
all
know these people in 10
those
years.
those
Mhm.
10 people that you know, it's gonna whittle down, because
Mhm.
I had a huge group of friends, and I talk to one of them now,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
know, and I talked to two of my one of them, but it's just, you always just have those memories. Like I said, I was able to name check Wade and John and just remember the adventures, just because they don't go away. No matter how much we drink and smoke, they don't
Yeah.
go away.
Real. Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure. But yeah, super bad guys. Like it's just so fucking good. And if somehow you haven't seen it, make the time for it because
Yeah.
it's very, very good. The other ones are a little bit more hit or miss, like make the time for it. But this is a universal, like just watch it. Like I feel like I
Superbad,
can
yeah.
recommend this to literally pretty much anyone, at least especially of our age or give
Anyone,
or take
Mhm.
a decade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
all the children listening to this podcast right now,
Yeah, okay, right.
go
God,
see
Yeah.
no,
Superbad.
well,
I think you'll like it. Yeah.
all the children. That's a
Both
terrifying
children.
thought.
Yeah, come on.
You said both children. Fuck.
Both children. One of them's mine. It's like, Dad, don't wear the hat ever again on
Oh,
camera.
I think you
Aw.
look nice in the hat, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And now that I know that you're a tall like me, like
A tall, that's a
A
category.
tall.
a tall.
Wait, how
That's
tall are
tall.
you guys?
I'm 6'2".
Oh wow.
I'm 6'.
Okay.
I'm 6'3".
Oh wow.
I'm 6'0".
Okay.
So 5'11".
5 foot, yeah, 5'10" and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, 5'11", sure.
Okay.
I knew Brad wasn't tall like me and taller than me, actually. So yeah. You just tower over me, Daddy. No big deal.
I'm 6'4" with the hair.
With the hair.
Aw.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say before we get the fuck out of here tonight?
Yeah, can you hit play?
Oh, dear. Hold
have a
on. We got a
video.
new one, guys. That's all you could do.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
Goodbye, everybody.
I mean, that's all you can do, guys.
Right.
But yes, thank you for listening. Come back next
Oh, God.
week. Subscribe on audio, YouTube, all that kind of shit. And yeah, we'll be back with some kind of unhinged ass like top 3 next week and what we watched.
Oh no, we already decided.
Oh, we know what next
Oh,
week is.
yes.
It's 420.
Next week is 420, guys.
It's our 420th episode.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
I'm so
yeah, if you
bored.
see this, let us know like what comedies or just film in general you like to watch. If you happen to like to be under the influence, which none of us do.
No,
No.
not at all.
Officially,
We don't
Never.
advocate for that ever.
No.
Drugs are bad.
Okay.
Drugs are bad. Okay. All right. Good night, guys.
Night, everybody.
Fuck.